Hare शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुधियतमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनताम् वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा।
Krishna consciousness is Prem Bhakti Prasut, Prem Bhakti Udgar and Updesh, meaning the origin of love. Udgar teaches us the expression of love, how to express love. That is Krishna consciousness, how to be in a loving relationship and how to express love, how to receive love and how to give love. Prem Bhakti Prasut, Prem Bhakti Udgar and Updesh, along with instructions, teachings for us conditioned souls to imbibe in our life to perfect this human form of life, to attain the highest ultimate benediction gift which Mahaprabhu has come to give us. Shelter and loving service of the divine couple. And Caitanya Caritamrta is such a literature which is actually not to be read as such. Caitanya Caritamrta is such a literature which is to be cried out. It is to drown in this mercy of Mahaprabhu, what Mahaprabhu has come to bestow upon us. Pray that I ever remain a student of Sri Caitanya Caritamrta. Pray that I be the first listener of what we study in Caitanya Caritamrta. And pray that by your divine blessings one day I become a devotee one day, practice Krishna consciousness in the form Mahaprabhu desires us to practice, desires me to practice. Kindly bless us. So we see this Lord Chaitanya in 5 features, 5 tattvas, pancha tattva, we understand, and how the chapter is progressing, say. Mahaprabhu, through his life, say his own inspiration. In Sadhaka Bhav, Mahaprabhu is teaching us the principles of Krishna consciousness, the Siddhanta of Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness and what is Mayavad, Nirvishesha, Vachanyavadi, all of this Vad. And here is this Samvad as well, like we see Samvad between Krishna and Arjuna, dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and Mahaprabhu having dialogue with his loving associates, and having some dialogue with Mayavadis as well. So there are various ways to understand the material world. There are various ways, various definitions. We all, to some extent, understand the workings and of this material world. One of the ways I kind of like or find it a bit amusing is what one of the definitions, say, of material world. Would it be material world is something like the lunatics have taken over the mental asylum. That is material world. Lunatics have come together in all union and in all cooperation and taken over the mental asylum. And heavily, excessively trying to exploit the material nature. So if you see in this translation in purport, transformation of energy is a proven fact. It is the false bodily conception of the self that is an illusion. This is why material world is laced, well-conditioned souls or lunatics taken over the mental asylum. What could be the definition of a lunatic, say? What? Lunatic. What could be the definition of a lunatic? Lunatic, like loosely can be said like a mad person. A mad, crazy person, mad person, madman.
Yield person.
What person?
Yield person.
Yield person.
Methamphetamine.
Okay. Sick person.
Dangerous.
Foolish.
Dangerous.
A person who identifies with the body.
Yeah, a person essentially who is not living by his identity. Suppose someone is a doctor, but if he behaves very untowardly, very, very differently as a doctor shouldn't be behaving, well, we can say, right, okay, he's a bit crazy, he's a bit out of his sense, out of his place. So one who does not understand his identity, who he is, and who does not cultivate or come to a standard or a position or a platform wherein he lives by that identity. One who is struggling, and such is like, if we understand Krishna consciousness, like we were reading Caitanya Caritamrta, right? The second verse of the Caritamrta, Mahaprabhu says, Durdevam Nanuraga. This Durdevam, this unfortunate and all. So when we practice a bit more Krishna consciousness or understand Krishna consciousness, we will discover who is this lunatic, none other than myself. Heavily trying to seek sense gratification or trying to exploit this material nature. Why? The false bodily conception of the self that is an illusion. Not knowing who am I, how can I possibly live in peace? How can I possibly be happy? Because if I am behaving or acting anything which is outside the range of my constitutional positions, outside the range of my overall identity, I won't be happy, I won't be satisfied. And that Mahaprabhu and furthermore is giving to us So Krishna consciousness, entire Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada gave it to us such beautifully, what? This Sambandh, Abhiday and Prayojan. This is entire Krishna consciousness covered in Sambandh, Abhiday and Prayojan. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, na Veda Vada Ratha Partha. What is the point of learning so many scriptures, studying these Puranas, this and that and so much, but we don't know the essence, we don't know the meaning and purpose of it. So, there could be this, again, material world is like to get lost, in the sense we speak so much, but mostly beating about the bush. Not getting the essence, not capturing the essence, not capturing the message altogether. And Mahaprabhu doesn't want us. So, Krishna says that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul, and furthermore, Mamevamsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that you are my part and parcel. We see in the purport of what says, a spiritual spark, the living entity is a spiritual spark, is part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mahaprabhu, he takes always things further. Mahaprabhu always takes things further. Mahaprabhu says what? Gopi Bharto Pada Kamalyor Dasa Dasanudasa. That is the identity, that is the real identity Mahaprabhu has come to give us, which is so sublime, so sublime, so deep, so magnificent that even the Siddhas, the Yogis, the Swamis, the Jnanis, the Manis, the Sammanis of Satyuga, they were even bereft of this knowledge or understanding of this identity. So this entire Krishna consciousness, as we understand in Prabhupada, beautifully gave it to us to understand this only, Sambandha, Abhiday and Prayojan, who we are, what is our real identity. And they all complement each other, especially our sadhana will go tremendous when we understand the Prayojan, the purpose. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayatana. So when we understand the Mahavadanta of Mahaprabhu, what it is that separates Mahaprabhu, when we understand the purpose, the Prayojan, what Mahaprabhu has come to give us in Caitanya Caritamrta, then that will strike at the core of our identity crisis, which we all are struggling with heavily. And when our this identity, to the degree that our identity is clear in line and teachings of Mahaprabhu, in line and teachings of our Goswamis, to that degree we will be experiencing Krishna consciousness, we will be practicing Krishna consciousness. Then the practice, the Abhiday, automatically, naturally will fit inside. Now this whole world is struggling since eternity with a deep, huge identity crisis since eternity. It is not like in this era, previously and also going forward as well. In Ishopanishad we say, this world is perfect and complete and beyond and all, everything. Although imperfect, sort of. But what is the perfection? That it gives an opportunity to each and every individual soul and living entity to purify his existence, perfect his life altogether. The world is tremendously caught up in, again, this misidentification crisis, which is the biggest crisis. And this is why so much chaos in this world. And at an individual level, I can protect myself, or I should try to protect and safeguard myself. But at an individual level, if I am having identification crisis, then there will be chaos within myself as well. If my mind, my thoughts, my desires, my intelligence, my identity, my speech, my workings, if every faculty of my existence is not in line with Guru and Gaurang, is not in line with pleasing the Lordship, then there will be chaos. Then there will be struggle. Otherwise, what has a sadhaka got to do as such with this material world? Krishna says, na, mame vamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana mana sastani indriyani prakriti stani karsati. That's because he is wrongly misidentifying his mind and all existence with this material world, so there is hard struggle for existence. Such a master stroke of Lord Singh of Krishna, so heavily caught up in this bodily identity of life. Huge. So Mahaprabhu is teaching us in this verse throughout transformation of energy is a proven fact. It is a false bodily conception of the self that is an illusion. Furthermore, what do we see in Srimad Bhagavatam? It comes in 6th canto, King Chitraketu's pastimes. Beautiful how identity throughout is explained. Actually, speaking of identity, this is where all the Vedic traditions say at some point come together and kind of in a unity, in a consensus, and shake hands, join hands, what? That we are not this body, we are spirit soul. Call it anyone, Maya, or whatever, at least we acknowledge, understand here and find reincarnation is a science, it is a natural phenomena, it is a science, it is true, it exists, law of karma exists, and furthermore yoga and all. But then at some point there's a huge diversion. These Mayavadis, they completely go off the track to another tangent altogether, which we never desire to traverse, which we never desire to think of. But to begin with, at least this sanity, right? The basic sanity to understand that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. And if we don't understand this basic, then it's like ghostly life. Living, doing, trying to so much squeeze in, especially central London, what to say. Trying to so much squeeze in that which I am not. That which I am not. How can there be peace or pleasure sort of? So we see in Srimad Bhagavatam also, in Chitraketu's pastimes, na? One of the purports in Prabhupada's classes, beautiful Prabhupada says, like imagine a 1 pound coin or 5 pound note or 10 pound note. Although nowadays many people don't keep coins and notes, but people having a 1 pound coin, 5 pound note, 10 pound note, and they keep it in their pocket. So what? Okay, this coin is mine, belongs to me. Now imagine in 24 hours, today 15th of October 2023, from now on until the next 24 hours, say a person has got 1 pound coin in his pocket. Now, how many owners will it come across? That 1 pound coin. If it is in my pocket, okay, in my pocket I own this 1 pound coin. You are mine, you belong to me. For how long? Maybe hour, half an hour, 2 hours, something. Where does that 1 pound coin then go? Maybe the king of Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's might say, you are mine, you are mine. And from there, in some time where it could go, maybe it could go to the London tube station. You are mine, you are mine. And eventually we pray, Prabhu is eventually praying that coin comes, the donation works out, the divine lotus feet of Sri Radha Londonisvara. Where it finds its actual worth, where it finds its actual identity, actual shelter, actual relevance. Now, so many notes and coins being printed, and what? We claim, okay, this is mine, but for how long? And changing hands throughout. And that is life we see throughout. Since growing up, we all are being claimed. What? Parents claim, you are my son, you are my daughter. This is how you should be living, this is the expectation, this is what we want from you, and this is good for you. And this will be the success of life and all. You don't need to go any philosophical, you are just 10-year-old, 15-year-old, first focus on studies and all. This is later going philosophical or asking into the questions of life. So parents claim at a stage 10, the teachers claim, child starts going to school, oh you are my student. School claims, then university claims, at a stage come where boyfriend claims or girlfriend claims maybe. Further on then what? Job claims, you are mine. Further what? Maybe the nation claims, society claims, then house claims, then those who go into family life, having children, then the children claim. So much so. But when will that day come? When we allow ourselves to be claimed by Sri Radha Londonisvara that you are mine. That day also has to come about. Someday and hopefully soon. Someday and hopefully soon. When the deities, when our acharyas, when Prabhupada can claim, okay, you are mine. And that Mahaprabhu is helping us understand is a false conception of the self that is an illusion. To sort our identity, to clear our identity. Maya Prabhupada writes, tells us in his classes and teachings, Maya, that which is not. Now, what is this thing? This can be a question, please. What is this thing in this world, in our experience, in our existence, which we can say, okay, it is not? What is it comes in our purview, in our experience, in our realization, in our workings, which we can claim or say, yes, this is not, that which is not. What does it mean, that which is not?
We exist separately from Krishna, thinking that things belong to someone other than Krishna.
Nice, very nice, yes. We exist separately from Krishna, we have a separate interest from Krishna, and belong to someone else. Like Prabhupada gives this example, right? Mirage, that there's a water in the desert or in the mirage. And this is something can be literally seen actually. When we go travel in a desert like this, what do we see from a distance? Oh, there is water. There is water. And this is something cannot be denied. Otherwise, why this, say, example, or why this thing that, okay, mirage? So, actually it is seen in a desert place from a distance. We can see, oh yes, there is water. But what is Maya? To see there is water in the mirage, is that Maya? Or to actually believe, to actually think, yes, there is water in the mirage and run and chase after it, that this water will quench my thirst and I will be happy. We can see from a distance, yes, we clearly see driving or walking in desert, we see, okay, because of some illusion creation, natural phenomena say, we see, yes, there is water. If we can just leave it there, if we cannot get entangled, if we cannot get caught up, if we do not engage with it, if we do not participate as such, if we can leave it there. But if I think that yes, there is water, I am thirsty, let me go and fill that water, and this water will quench my thirst, then I could be going in a big prayer. And this is how we can apply for ourselves in our life as well, whatever comes. If we cannot get trapped by it or trapped in it. Throughout again our scriptures, they encourage us, they want us, they help us to understand our identity. Otherwise, look, scriptures, they have a funny way of speaking as well, because very interesting, very lofty way as well, very cultured, very civilized way. In the sense like Krishna says to Arjuna also, in Bhagavad Gita, that he says, there's asocyananvasocastam prajnanvadamsya bhasasa gatasuna gatasumsya na anusocyanti pandita. That speaking learned words, you are mourning for that which is not worthy of grief. You are crying for something which is not worthy for crying. A learned person does not speak like that, Arjuna. The wise does not lament for neither the dead nor the living. What is Krishna indicating? That Arjuna, you are wise or become wise. Do not lament for something which is not worthy of grief. Krishna could have easily said, something like, okay, fool, rascal, or why are you doing this? But no. The Shastras, how they speak is very civilized, very cultured. Anyone born human anyways is intelligent. Someone born human is anyways intelligent. And now this devotee association gives us this opportunity to exercise our intelligence all together. Similarly, in Bhagavatam we see, Prabhupada quotes in his classes very much, 1084:13, beautiful one. Yasya atma buddhi punapetri dhatuke swadhi kalatra vishu bhauma ichyati yat tirtha buddhi salirena kariche janeshu abhigeshu saiva gokhara. So, comparing to like asses and cows, gokhara. Yasya atma buddhi, in having this body, yasya, our own, atma buddhi, in the body, having this buddhi also signifies consciousness, that aham mimiti, I am, this atma buddhi, that this body is the self. Yasma atma buddhi, which is made up of what? The body, puna petri dhatuke. We understand bile, mucus, air, kapha, vata, pitta, what is there in this body? Just this only, nothing more. Puna petri dhatuke swadhi kalatra vishu bhauma ichyati. He meaning intelligence. Swadhi, by one's own ideas or intelligence or creation, magnification. Kalatra vishu, wife, home and everything else. That's all. Janasya moho ayam aham mamiti. So wife, home and everything rest else. Bhauma ichyati, this place of worship where I am born is worshipable. Going to holy places and taking a body of water like, okay, this is worshipable. Completely on the bodily concept of life. And what do we ignore? That Janeshu Abhigeshu. Those who are Krishnas, those who are realized, those who are wise, spiritual people, saintly persons, we don't associate with them. But we want to travel so far of distance for doing pilgrimage. That also the way I want to do it, the way I understand it. Bhagavad Gita in my own way. Bhagavad Gita as I understand it to be. Bhagavad Gita as I claim it to be, and furthermore. But Prabhupada gave us Bhagavad Gita as it is in line of parampara, in line of teachings. The Shastras tell us, Yasya atma buddhi, having this buddhi, this consciousness, I, me and mine. And in this world, it is a clash or chaos of what? Ideology only. Of consciousness, of belief, of faith, or understanding what we are having, what we have created. Any war for that matter, we take it up. India-Pakistan war going on, and will as well say continue and all. Now this war India-Pakistan could be in the border front or could be in a cricket match also. And people get very fanatic with cricket in India-Pakistan playing, like in the UK, Europe, it's sports, football. And the clashes happening on. And currently state of war, say Russia, Ukraine, and very recently in the Israel-Palestine. All of this, why? Because we don't understand who we are, what is our identity, at least basic human sanity perhaps to begin with, that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. And then further on building up to it. So glorious what Prabhupada has given us this Sambandha Vidya and Prayojan. Straight away We could well be going in central London or wherever, but if we come across devotee association, unbenign, unknown to us, we are put in a land, we are put in a realm completely unknown to us. What is exposed, what is given to us, wow, cannot fathom. Cannot fathom. Such is like the blessing of being in devotee association. In good inspiring devotee association, the culture of Krishna consciousness will come about. We'll understand the purpose of practicing Krishna consciousness. When the purpose is more clear, our identity will be clear. The more our identity is clear, the more the purpose will be refining the vision. The ultimate meaning and aim of practicing Krishna consciousness. And we see this slogan, Parinam and Praman. Parinam we understand like transformation, result, as a consequence, transformation. What is the Parinam, what is the outcome? Parinam, what is the outcome, what is the result? And Praman means degree or measure, to what degree, to what measure. So again, this our Parinam and Praman, to the degree we are protecting our identity. When we go out distributing books and all, Ajamil, he went out to get woods from the forest, and he brought lot more with him than woods, brought lot more. He couldn't manage to protect his identity. Us, when we go out distributing books or even living in devotee community and all, we are more and more protecting our identity, understanding our identity. To that degree, then the result, the consequence will be what? That to that degree, the beauty of Krishna consciousness will transpire, our consciousness will come about. Krishna also says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamiyam. To that degree, one surrenders or follows me, to that degree I am available, I reveal. And this, like here purport writes, the body is not the self, but animals and foolish people think that it is. And furthermore on these lines, so Prabhupada, I don't know whether it was in West or India, and Prabhupada had very interesting conversations when in India and of course in West also. And in India, like Swamiji and coming. So Swamiji, we believe this, we believe that. So we see Swamiji, we believe this, we believe that. But what does our belief matter? Doesn't matter what you believe or what you not believe. Scriptures are there. Scriptures give us the realized truth. We don't need to do any research as such. If we take shelter of Guru Sadhu Shastra. Our belief, what is our belief? We may believe in reincarnation, we may not believe in reincarnation. But it is a cycle. It is a science. We may believe in the existence of God, we may not believe in the existence of God. It doesn't matter what we believe, what we not believe. Scriptures are there. So this practice of Krishna consciousness, it is not blindly following something, definitely. Just to clear, it is not at all a cult, Krishna consciousness. Or to make it completely clear, it is actually a cult. Cult of Mahaprabhu, cult of Krishna consciousness, following the footsteps of a pure devotee of Krishna. That is the cult we want to follow, following the footsteps of a pure devotee of Krishna. Unless we follow that, hardly progress in Krishna consciousness, hardly internal transformation as such. It is not a cult definitely in societal sense, wherein you blindly follow someone without applying any sense, intelligence and something which is detrimental for body, mind, soul, faith altogether. Not that sort of cult. What sort of cult? Following in the footsteps of pure devotees, and that is the way we can become Krishna conscious. So Krishna consciousness The study of Krishna consciousness gives us this, puts us into this trajectory, say, what? Like, this can be taken as a question perhaps. Do we believe we have two hands or do we know we have two hands? What do you say, Sebastiano Prabhu?
That was.
Do we ever say, I believe I have two hands? And we can see them, furthermore, we have experience with them. Knowing is what? Having experience, some experience, some realization. Belief is changing, beliefs change. Likewise, faith also can be changing. But the dharma, the essence, the constitutional position, the constitutional identity, the conception of the self, that I am a spiritual being, I am a spiritual spark, that is beyond belief. Now this is Krishna consciousness wanting us, the scriptures want us to scale up and come to a trajectory, say, of knowing, not just believing. We cannot sustain ourselves in the practice of Krishna consciousness if we are at the platform of believing. We cannot sustain. And the world loses its charm very quickly because not at the platform of knowledge. And furthermore, so we don't say, I believe I have two hands or I have two eyes or one fancy nose. We know this. Now Krishna consciousness teachings practice takes us to what? From believing to knowing, and further from knowing to realizing. It has to become our realizations, the teachings of Mahaprabhu. The teachings we come across in Caitanya Caritamrta in Krishna consciousness. We pray that it becomes one day our realization. And this is what our acharyas, this is what Shastras want us to. So this transforming, it says transformation of energy is a proven fact. It is. But what we are transforming is what? This there are two things. One is vikar, another vilas. This vikar, not transformation of energy, is vikar. It is, but vikar in societal sense, this vikar transformation of energy is what? It is always to the lower nature. It is always pulling us down. It never keeps us happy. There are things in this world we cannot deny that it makes us happy. A bit of drinking or something, it certainly makes people happy, okay. But it does not keep people happy, it does not keep us happy. So this is vikar, transformation of energy, vikar to the lower nature, lower modes and all. Another is what? Vilas. Vilas. Vilas is relishing in the past times. Say, picnic sort of, or relishing. Now then, when we understand our identity, we embark or take on this journey from going to this vikar, lower perverted sense enjoyment to pure sublime sense enjoyment. That is something which we are being offered. To pure sense enjoyment, something will saturate our soul like anything. And furthermore, Mahaprabhu is desiring for us to take this. Otherwise we are not doing benefit to ourselves. And maybe just to end, say, throughout, call it Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya Caritamrta, the teachings is the same. Although Caitanya Caritamrta takes us to a different mood, different level. Now Bhagavatam, this the whole struggle for existence is because of misidentification crisis, wrongly identifying ourselves. I am British, I am this, I am that, I am all this. These are identities, cannot deny, temporary. As long as we don't literally associate ourselves with it. Just like that Maya illusion, there is water in the desert, we can see it from a distance, but as long as I don't run for it, then I am safe. But if I think it to be and run for it, then there's the problem. So, this identity throughout living in this bodily identity. And Vritrasura's prayers we see, what beautiful prayer, and giving us this, encouraging us to come to this identity. So Vritrasura in his prayers he says, Aham harita pade kamula dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuya manasmareta supater gunaste grini tava karma karotu kaya. This Vritrasura is saying, we see in Bhagavatam, that Aham Hareta Padeka Mudra. Aham, I. Hareta, O Lord, of your Padeka Mudra, taking shelter, only and only shelter of your transcendental lotus feet. Dasanu Daso Bhavitasmi Bhuya. I desire to become Bhavitasmi, to be the servant of your servant, to be the lover of your lover. Dasanu Daso Bhavitasmi Bhuya. Manas Maritasu Pater Gunaste. Beginning with my mind, say from my mind, I remember you. Vinita va karma karotu kaya. Manas Maritasu Pater Gunaste. You are my Lord, my maintainer, I glorify you. Glorify all your qualities and attributes. How? Through my mind I remember you. Through my speech I talk about you. And through my body I serve you, and furthermore. This he is wanting. He is wanting to be servant of the servant. And furthermore he says what? Complete purification of I, me and mine. So Bhagavatam, Caitanya Caritamrta or Krishna consciousness is not definitely beating about the bush. It also society by and large gives us what? Okay, there is a problem statement, this is the problem. Some diagnosis to the problem as well, some cause, some root cause to the problem, but not an ultimate root cause to the problem. And definitely no solution to the problem, no ultimate solution. Solution temporary solution, no ultimate solution. And in this prayers of Vritrasura we see, Bhagavatam CC, Caitanya Caritamrta tells us, real problem is this misidentification crisis, I, me and mine, and the ultimate solution as well is what? Purifying the I, me and mine. It's not that we don't exist. No, we do exist. We want to exist as well. We desire to be ever happy. That is Krishna consciousness, enabling us to be ever happy. So I, me and mine remains and will remain. Now it is purifying this I, me and mine. Furthermore, Vritrasura says, Mama uttama shloke janesu sakhyam samsara chakra brahmatam swakarmabhi tvanmayayatmajadare gaheshu asakta chittasya natha bhuya. Mama uttama shloke janeshu sakhyam. We understand Krishna, uttama shloka is glorified by the choicest poetry. Janeshu sakhyam. Who are your friends? I want to become attached to them, Krishna. You are uttama shloka, Parampura. And who are your friends? Who are attached to you? I become attached. I want to become attached to them. Mama uttama shloke janeshu sakhyam. In friendship, in love, in affinity, in emotion. Samsara chakra brahmatam swakarmati. I've been rotting, spoiling, or just traversing up and down. Samsara chakra brahmatam. Up and down, swakarmati, because of my own karma. Tvan maya atmaja dare garishu. Because of your creation of your external energy, I have so much of attachment in this Atmaja Dariga issue, I, me and mine on bodily platform. But I want to get rid of this. Asakta chittasa na nata bhuya. Krishna, I pray that make me attached, make me dependent on your devotees. That is the prayer Asura is praying, and that is the solution. This attachment is sublime, it is beautiful. Sa eva sadhushu krito moksha dwara apavritam. When this attachment, when it is employed, channelized towards devotee, sadhu, saintly personalities, one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the divine couple, one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lordship, if we take shelter of them, that is the only way out. Thank you very much for your kind attention and encouragement with that. Questions or comments?
I like the analogy you mentioned about the mirage. And actually, to stay away from the illusion isn't to not see the mirage, it's to see the mirage but not to chase it. So, how can we remember, or from your experience, what can be the cause of keeping us away from chasing the mirage, seeing it and knowing what it's there, but turning towards Krishna and knowing that chasing the mirage actually won't get any satisfaction?
Yeah, the reason is we have taken devotee association. It won't be a shock if we were a devotee in our previous life, if we were practicing Krishna consciousness. We definitely have taken devotee association in previous life. We would have come across a Mahatpurush, a transcendental personality. We would have served him in some capacity also in our previous life. So this exposure again is open to us to take again devotee association. But the reason is again we couldn't find our absorption, our charm, our attachment. Tell you something, we could never really see the sublimity, the transcendentalness, the beauty of a devotee, the glory, how beautiful he is. How beautiful he is, how beautiful Srila Prabhupada is, how beautiful our Acharya is, how beautiful Srila Gurudev is. We couldn't really connect ourselves, our heart, our attach ourselves to it. If we see the beauty of His divine grace, how could we allow then ourselves to be trapped in the societal flickering beauty? Prabhupada says, Prabhupada is one of his, I believe his favorite word, this Krishna Bhajan, Bhajahu Remana, Shinandanandana, Abhay Charnara Vinaya, Dullava Manav Janama Satsanga, Tarave Bhava Sinjari. So this born in this temporary world, but if we take on to devotee association, then we can cross over. Then even though that mirage, that temptation, that desire, which is coming from where? Our subconscious mind, impressions from previous lives, samskars, these cravings and all, because we still wrongly identify and also it is there. But if I protect my association for this life, this time, if I protect my present moment, if I protect my identity, slowly, gradually, if I work on it, if I deliberate, if I ponder, contemplate on it, then a day will come when I won't hesitate to say no. Then Param Drishtva Nivartate will come about. This higher taste, higher revelation, higher experience, higher realization, that will come about. Then that is what the Shastra says, that one can cross over this insurmountable material existence of material ocean of this existence, just like the crossing over the water over the footprints of a car. Anyone can easily cross. How when we love our associations, when we find that how sublime, how transcendental, how beautiful devotees are, and in particular our Acharyas, Goswamis, Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, then only we can free ourselves from distraction, which is coming because of like previous life's impressions, so many things and all, time, place, circumstance, situation. But if I really, in my heart, if I pray for, and this is the preparation, whole entire morning program throughout the day, is to prepare ourselves to express our dedication to the system of transmutation.
Yeah.
This is human form of life, wanting us to prepare to excel, to go forward and forward in Krishna consciousness all together. We sing Tulsi Maharani's prayers in the morning. Moraya Bhilash, Vilas Kunj Diyo Vas, Nayane Hribo Sadam, Yuga Parasi. So if this can transfer our consciousness throughout the day, More Eya Vilas, only this desire. Vilas Kunje Diyovas. So, Sri Radha Londonisvara, apparently it may seem like vikar. Mahaprabhu's teachings, Mahaprabhu coming, this Parakya Bhavras, he is relishing and helping us understand. Apparently it may seem like what, okay, doesn't seem so good or palatable. But it is completely vilas, completely pure nectar, pure love, completely pure sublime teachings. So when we come across these teachings and we take the shelter of Caitanya Caritamrta, take the shelter of devotees, that is the way we can understand life and the cause, the root cause, the diagnosis, the solution. Otherwise, human life too short. We have been beating about the bush. We have been. We have not got into the thick of it, say what Mahaprabhu has come to with. In this, then there is this expansion of material world, material existence happening. But if we truly understand our identity, and in this understanding our identity, when we are beaten in our intelligence or through our intelligence, when we are beaten in our intelligence, Shastras, this is what Shastras come and tell us. You think you are smart? You think you are intelligent? Take this. Take this. And now practice and realize and see. We think we are smart, that okay, we are Londoners, we are this and that, everything heavenly bodily concept of life, and what all we have created. Nothing to help us advance in Krishna consciousness as such. So much devastation only. And this furthermore, Maya means what? Distracts us, doesn't let us settle down and all. So much distraction. And within devotee community, why can there not be distraction within devotee community? Of course. If we do not protect our consciousness, if we do not protect our identity, if we protect our identity, we protect our consciousness, then we would be experiencing Krishna consciousness throughout. We aspire to come to that rank, we aspire to come to that realization. Okay, thank you for your kind attention and encouragement. Caitanya Caritamrta ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Lord Premanandi Hari Bol,
Jai.